Welcome to the TheFallenState. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you all so much for being with me. You can become a member of the TheFallenState.tv now and locals.com. And that way, not only you're a member, you can support us, and I do appreciate it. And check out my Punchies coffee. Good. My own coffee. Isn't that amazing? Go to jesseleepeterson.shop and get the coffee. And every dime goes back into our work, what we're doing here, so I do appreciate it. I have with me Garet McLendon. He is a motivational speaker and sobriety advocate who spent several years in prison. Amazing. Welcome, man.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for coming on.
Oh, you're welcome.
And so,
Paul, you guys make coffee? Oh man, I'm getting some.
Oh, right on.
I come from we love coffee.
Oh, yeah?
Things I do in life, we love coffee.
Nice.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, you're gonna love Punchies coffee.
Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Right on. That's cool. That's amazing. So what is a sobriety advocate? What do you do exactly?
Sobriety advocate. And what I do is that my sobriety date's 3/17/2013. It's the day I arose into a treatment facility, and up to that point in my life, I was not living a life, you know.
Oh, I see.
And as time goes by, and I got involved in a 12-step programs, and I started, and I started reaching my hand back out to other members or other people who are out there who are struggling, who have been through who've been through the same walks of life that I was, and they're stuck in that. Some people get stuck in life, And
so are you on drugs or alcohol?
I'm both.
Both. And are you free from all that now?
I'm free from all that. Any mind-altering substance, anything that affects me from the neck up, man, I don't mess with.
And how long have you been free from it?
12 years.
Oh, 12 years.
12 years, yeah.
What's important to you?
Important to me is number one is that program, and God,
God.
Yeah.
And do you still use the program, or you done with it?
I'm fully involved in it.
Really?
Yeah.
You work for them?
I don't. It's not. It's a non-profitable. It's just more like it's just like a program of it's just like people like me go to get back involved in the life, And I went back and got involved in into this program, and it saved my life, And they teach you, it gets you back in touch with God and a higher power, and it really helps you. Find out who you really are,
Oh, I see. So when you say this program is important, you mean you still go to that program?
I still go to.
Not that you work there or volunteers there.
Correct.
It's just meetings that you meet up with.
Meetings.
What would happen if you stopped going?
Man, I think my head starts playing tricks on me. I start thinking that I could take a drink it's like it's like a mind-altering thing in your head, and so like the disease. If I'm not checking in on these meetings, it's like no different than someone going to church and they go to service maybe once or twice or 3 times a week, and they go in there and you go and check in to service for an hour or to your church, and you're amongst your people. You see your peers, and it sort of lifts you up being around all the members of your church, and you fellowship with them. And then you got the speakers or sermons or people up there talking, and they carry a message. And that message is something you relate with and relate with, and.
But if you didn't do that,
I think if I didn't do that and didn't have no common bond with the people around me, I think that even if I want to take a drink, hit or fix, I think that my mind starts telling me things about me that are untrue, and I start believing them.
Do you believe that it's possible to overcome it completely and never need any outside person to help you in any way? Do you believe that's possible?
I think it's possible, yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is it is possible. But for people like me, a raw alcoholic, I think that if you were to do something like that, it makes you live a miserable life, emotionally.
If what?
If you're not plugged into the one thing that saved you, saying that something like this program saved my life, it saved me. It really it brought me back into society. And to think that it'd be like getting a gift, and not being able to repay back nothing. you know, and I think that's really selfish.
Do you have like a sponsor too that
I do
you have to call up?
Oh, absolutely.
And you call them up every day?
And I talk to them. I send messages every day, but I don't call them every day. I think.
What do you? Go ahead.
I think it's like raising kids and stuff like that. I think, you know, like in your first beginning years of toddler years, you know,
Right.
your infant and toddler, like you really need that sponsor with you for for decision making and talking to, and for the emotional roller coaster that you're going to go on in life. And I think as you get into like this more teenager year and stuff like that, or you know, that pre-adolescent and then you get into the teenager years, I think as time goes by and the more time you get in the program of staying sober and you get these experiences of life, because what it is what happens is these experiences of life I go through, and you know, and I get to go through and get these emotions and stuff like that, and being able to how to deal with them, you know. And I didn't know how to deal with, you know, anger or any frustration or, you know, or any of this stuff. And I called my sponsor and he talked me through all that stuff. And so I think.
So when you text him now, call him now, what do you say? Hey, good morning. I'm about to get high, or I don't want to get high. But
Man, I don't talk nothing about getting high or wanting to get high. We just have normal conversations like, how you doing?
Oh, I see.
What are you doing, man? Are you helping anybody? You going to meetings? Checks in to make sure the program's on tact, you know? Hey, like, you know, because you can tell a lot by a person, not by what they're saying, but what they're doing. So more or less, he wants to know what I'm doing.
I can.
You know?
If you didn't have a sponsor to contact, would you be tempted to get back on drugs and stuff?
Yeah. My behaviors would probably be a lot worse, you know,
okay.
which might lead me to drink or use.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
And when you say your behavior, what do you mean?
I mean, like your addict and alcoholic personality of like being a dick or being unkind, like not taking the shopping cart back at the grocery store. I'd be like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave this here. You know.
I don't take grocery store back.
You don't. Oh man, that's the difference between a good person, man. That's a good person right there. They just take the cart and they put it back over there in the thing.
We had a long discussion about that.
Yeah.
You park in what?
Like I park right now. I park close to where you return your shopping cart, just so I return my shopping cart.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, the reason I don't do it is
because you order food online. You don't even go to the store now.
No, when I go, I used to work for a supermarket. I started out as a box boy and all that. And they pay people to do that, to go out there and get those carts and bring it back in. Mm-hmm. But if the customers do it, then the customer is doing the job of the box boy. And so now you put him out of work.
That's true.
And so
That's true.
The store makes you come in, buy the food, bag the food, and then take the food to your car and return the cart back to the shop. And so they are tricking the folks. And they still charging you high prices.
They still are.
What do you think about that?
Oh man, that's
you're doing the job of a man that could have a job if you didn't do it for him.
Yeah, that's true. But I still think that it's something like that. They don't have those. I think that you ever opened a car, you ever been and parked somewhere and someone had their carts next to you and you ding it with your door and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Or you go to park your car, like you've been waiting all this time to park a car and like, oh man, you see a spot and you go to park and there's a shopping cart left inside there.
Right.
You know, and I think that doing the due diligence of just putting the cart back, I think it is a guy who works there to go out there and to grab the cart, not necessarily to collect them all, but to grab the cart from inside those cages what they built to put those carts in, you know?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Isn't it? You know?
So listen, you said God is important to you.
God is very important to me.
And what do you mean by that? How do you know God is important to you?
Well, I just know that it seems like a lot throughout my life and everything I did and everything I was doing put me further and further away from God. And so like as you start doing stuff of anger and hate and and then in and out of prison and then the street lifestyle and all this stuff like stealing, robbing, doing manipulation and all this stuff like it, I don't think that God was more than likely present and looking after me through my addiction. But it wasn't until I came to this program and I sort of cleared enough of me out of the way that God, I was able to to really put my belief into God, they say that, I found my God in the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, and by doing the work, and like that means just like a temptation comes through as I was with a group of people, or if I was by myself and I went to a bar, that I was able to say no to that first drink, hit or fix,
So if God is important to you, God is in your life, why do you need a sponsor, physical sponsor, and why do you call yourself an addict?
I think I need a sponsor just to guide me on life.
You don't think God can do that?
I do think God can do that in a way.
So why not trust Him to do it?
Well, because I think a sponsor has more of an experience of situations that I'm going through, And as a sponsor, he pushes, do you believe in God? And we talk about, do our will, like, do we put our trust and faith in our will and life in the care of God?
Okay.
And in which we do, then we always say, like, what's the problem? And the problem relies on my head. It's that message in my head that I'm telling myself I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I can't do it. And I can be praying to God, but I think that sponsor keeps me in the action, to keep me going,
And this sponsor, is he addict as well?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And so he has a sponsor too?
Absolutely, yep.
So you call him, but he calls somebody else his sponsor?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Each one teach one. Each one, everybody's just, each one teach one all the way down this line,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And what age were you when you started with drugs and stuff like that?
I was probably 12, 13 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
And what made you start at that age?
I was just in my environment that I grew up in. My mom was an addict. My dad drank. My mom used, and a broken home. Parents were divorced. I stayed with my mom, and my mom's in that disease, and the people she was around and the things she did, it was just there,
Right.
And so it was only a matter of time before I picked it up,
And I read that when you were young and you got into the drugs and stuff, you became like a bad guy, right? You got into a lot of trouble.
I guess I became a bad guy. I got into a lot of trouble.
And why did you get in trouble?
Probably because of the, feeding the disease, or just I had no sponsor. No.
Yeah.
I got in a lot of trouble from the choices I did of the drugs and the alcohol and that street lifestyle that I was living, and.
Can you give us examples of what you used to do when you would get in trouble as a young person?
How
old are you now?
I'm 45.
Oh, okay.
I'm 45 years old now. So
Amazing.
This is over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So
what type of trouble would you get in then, 20 years ago?
From a very young age, I started stealing. And then from stealing, I got into joyriding cars. And, from joyriding cars, I got into possession of weapons, methamphetamine, and chop shop, and manufacturing, and then I went from there. I beat somebody up, and then after that, man, I just kept on violating of weapons and being around the wrong place at the wrong time. So I get like another charge of of a parole violation, being inside another stolen car,
Amazing. So at the time, did you know you were doing wrong?
Yeah.
And why did you stop at the time?
I just couldn't. I didn't know. At the time, I really didn't know no better. Like I deep down, like you really want to stop, but like when it comes up in a point in my life, like I didn't know nothing else. That's just all I knew.
You wanted to stop because you knew it was wrong?
I wanted to stop drinking and using.
But you couldn't stop?
But I couldn't stop.
And why not?
That was just like whether or not, my only solution to life was that the only way the only way I knew how to function is by drinking and using.
Oh, I see.
And so I always had to put something inside my system to make me feel normal, to make me feel like I'm a part of, or I'm in this, otherwise I feel distance and I'm afraid and insecurities come in. But I drank and I used, I'd be brave. I felt like I'm a part of,
Amazing.
I can make these decisions. I felt like I was sharp, And all this time, all the things I was doing, I was drinking and using, was just bad behaviors,
And during this time, you were going in and out of jail?
Yeah.
And why didn't that stop you?
I wasn't scared. More or less, I believe that I'm prison preserved. You know, meaning that I go out for, you know, because what happened is that on smaller amounts of time of me, you know, I was out there running loose. I go to jail, I get out, and I get caught up in this vicious cycle of I take a drink, I take a hit, and I go back to jail. And I think that.
And would you say then, you know what, I'm going to get myself together, I'm not going back to jail, but you end up going back anyway?
Every time.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah. Every time I get a sober mind, I go do a minimum of a year flat to a few years inside the jail and penitentiary, and I swear with that sober mind, I swear when I get out, I'd be like, I'm gonna do different. I'm gonna do different. But I did for a 15-year period of time, all I did was the same thing every single time. I get out, and I didn't think drugs and alcohol were a problem, and I get out and I take a drink. The drink lead me to a drug, and the drug will lead me into some crime, and the crime lead me right back into prison, and I'd be like, damn it, what happened?
And so what made you do it? You've been to jail, you know you didn't want to go back, but you end up anyway, and you were saying to yourself, I'm not going back, I'm not going to do this anymore. And once you got out, what would make you do it again?
I just, with no conscious effort, that's just all I knew. I just got, like I said, I got caught in this cycle, and I just kept on going at it. I just kept on, it seemed like the only thing after I knew for a while was to get out, and no matter how much I tried not to drink and use, when I got out, I know I used to justify and think that I didn't have a problem with alcohol, so maybe I'd take a drink, and after a while of drinking for a couple of days or something like that, I want to use because I drank too much. And then I'd be like, well, maybe, that's the problem, so let me, and I try to beat the parole system, and I try to just use and not drink, But the disease, this thing inside me that just wants more. Right? It doesn't matter if I'm with women, with drinking, with alcohol, with drugs, with that criminal lifestyle. I have that craving. I want more, and I get busted, and it didn't matter because I didn't care about all that stuff, anything else out there. I'd get busted and it'd be like a vacation. I felt like I was at home. I felt like I was at home when I was inside the prison, when I was inside the penitentiary. Really? I felt like I was home. I was sober-minded. I worked out every day. I was in a program for life. I got like a job in there. It's I felt like I was really living, inside there. No worries, no responsibilities, all this stuff.
So after a while, you were going in and out of jail as a younger person, and then finally you ended up in prison. Mm-hmm. And how long were you in prison?
I did 10 years. I did 10 years, probably a little bit more inside, in and out of the prisons.
And that's when you felt like you were home, when you were living there for that long period of time?
Yeah.
You became comfortable with it?
I became very comfortable with that lifestyle.
Really?
Yeah.
And because you've been fed, housed, clothed, you were working out, you had a job, so you just felt at home. Mm-hmm. Why do you stay in there?
No. They wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me,
They wouldn't?
They wouldn't let you, man. You have a date, you leave. You leave. You can always stay a little longer, but I always thought that when I get out, it'd be different this time.
Right.
I always thought get out, and I always thought it'd be different. I'm gonna get a job, and I'm gonna do this. I always thought it'd be different, but it always ended up the same, man. Because I always, drugs and alcohol every single time would lead me right back to the same places, same people, places, and things.
And right now, if you didn't have this sponsor in this program you're working with, you can end up back in there again. Mm-hmm. Amazing.
Yeah.
And so, when you were in prison, I read that or heard, I don't know where I get it from, that you were were you the head of the gang?
I was I don't know if I was head of gangs, but I had some authority inside there. I was an authoritative figure. You do a lot of time. You pick up, you practically live inside the prison system, you sort of know the program, right. And you're 6'7" like me. I'm big. Yeah. I'm big. I'm 50 pounds more than I weigh now, and 6'7". People just
that's amazing.
People are attracted to that height and the weight, and you've been around, you got somewhat of a sober head on your shoulders inside there, and you're able to talk to other races and other people, and so call it what it was, man,
And so were the other cell people, were they afraid of you?
I don't think anybody's afraid. I mean, it was people afraid of me, and I don't think anybody, but I don't think we were afraid of each other in there.
Oh, okay.
You know, and the numbers, we're afraid that something might happen with the amount of people and stuff, you know, because you never know. You know, you see a lot of stuff in there that's,
Right.
and so you
you
just
don't
never
know
know.
for sure
So you
what's
try to
gonna
keep a
happen.
good head on your shoulders
Yeah.
and be respectable, and all that stuff to all the people inside there, you know.
Oh, I see. And so were you able to get drugs while you were in jail?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, there was drugs and alcohol. And I did them in there. I smoked everything from banana peels, apple hairs, crack. You know, did heroin, did speed, I did all that stuff inside
In
the prison.
jail?
In jail. Yeah.
And how would you get it?
Man, that's just. I mean, you just get it. You know, people send it in, do drops. It's in there.
Really?
Yeah.
So the jail control people can't stop it.
Yeah.
They cannot stop it.
No.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's in there, man. I see. Yeah, it's inside there, man. And I mean, like I know all about it, man.
Did you try to stop doing it while you were in jail?
For the very most part, I always stopped, and I didn't do it when I was in there,
Right. Yeah.
And but there was times when I did.
Would it be risky for your life if you did it, like got high in jail? Did you run a risk of getting hurt or anything?
I'm gonna tell you, man, getting high in jail sucked. You know, you're in a 8x8 cell, and I mean, there's only so many 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 puzzle sets that you can put together in a couple of days,
Yeah.
and so,
Were you ever in isolation
yeah,
by yourself?
by myself.
For how long? What's the longest time you were in isolation?
Isolation, 30 days.
And what was that like being? That means for those who
23 and a
don't
half
know-
hours a day. I mean, there was times I was in isolation probably for 6 months to a year, and that's 23 and a half hours of lockdown. Lucky to go out for 15 minutes, 30 minutes to take a shower, and and all that. Just you read books, man. You read books.
No telephone, no talking
telephone,
to anyone.
no.
Did you go crazy in your head when you were in
man,
isolation?
I didn't, man.
What was that like in
I
isolation?
worked out every day, 2 to 3 times a day.
In that little cell?
Yeah, in my little cell, man. From early morning, we just worked out, man. Then you guys would work out, and then the other guys would work out, man. And we all just sort of, passed each other's books and ate food. But it's just like you get, just like anywhere in life, you get this program you get this program, and it just makes the time fly by, man. You're working out, like you're waking up, you're rolling your stuff up, you're drinking your coffee, you're eating breakfast, you're working out,
Amazing.
Yeah.
So so you would pass your book to the next guy in the cell around you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you got your drugs that way too?
The same way. Yeah. Same way.
And then and so the warden and the people who worked there, they didn't know that was happening?
They probably always, their job is probably always to try to figure out how all that stuff is happening.
Yeah.
And whether they know it or not, I don't know. But I know
Right.
it's our job as being in there as us is to be able to get it through you, so.
So did you live in the white jail? Or
No, mixed. Everything was mixed, yeah.
So in your cell area, was it all white or was it mixed with race?
Oh, mixed with
'Cause
races. I was in general population with all the races, Mexican, blacks, and whites, all there. All my cellies were all white, but my neighbors, were black, or this neighbors were Mexican over here.
Right. And how did you get along with them?
I got along great with them, man.
And why? Because normally in jail, the mixed people don't, the blacks don't get along with the whites. and the
I'm
Mexicans and all
gonna
that.
say this is that we all keep to ourselves, and we all. But when you're living next door to a couple people, I don't care if after a year or after 6 months or a year or 2 years, something like that, man. You know who your neighbors are, and it's not that we hate each other or anything like that. It's just we fall into the political system of prison, and you're just obeying some rules in there.
But you're not allowed, as a white man, you're not allowed to hang out with the non-white people, right?
Right.
You don't allow that to happen.
But like say we had a job, but say you worked inside there,
Yeah.
say we all worked in the kitchen, like maybe all you guys, have like the culinary, and then the whites will be the cooking, and then like there'll be the servers, and stuff like that. We're all workers amongst workers in there.
Right. Did you ever get into fights in prison?
Yeah, I got into fights. Yeah.
Did you win?
I did, man. I did. Yeah.
So you were able? Did you ever get beat? Did anybody hurt?
I never got beat up that bad. No.
But did anyone ever fight you and they won?
Yeah, I actually got in a fight with a lifer. It was a black guy, and some words exchanged, and he was we're working out. Some words exchanged between one of the guys I was working out with and him, and I couldn't allow that disrespect, and so he called me out, and I can't turn that down either, and so I went toe to toe with a guy that was just as big as me. Was 6'7", if not 6'6", 6'7". It was the first time I ever looked somebody eye to eye. Nose to nose and eye to eye, like, all right. And we fought, man, back and forth from one side to the other, and we went round after round, and he finally knocked me down, man. He knocked me down, and I was sitting on the floor on my butt, and I looked up, man, chin up, and I think it all was, man. He just wanted to put me down like that, man. But
you saw stars?
I didn't see stars or nothing, man.
But you looked up.
I looked up, man. I was waiting to see stars. I thought,
Yeah.
But like he didn't hit me when I was down.
Right on.
And what it is that I think maybe it's just like something of a strength or something that we do amongst us guys in there to show our masculinity. Maybe it was the first time he ever saw a white guy that same size as him. And so it was a battle of the giants went down.
What a mess!
And like after that, we see each other. We ran this building together and stuff like that out there, tier tending and stuff like that, man. And we were just became close friends.
After the fight, you guys
after
became
the fight,
closer?
man, they pulled us out. We shook hands, dealt like it with men, and went about our business, man.
Right on.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you run into like Crips and Bloods and skinheads and all
the
that?
stuff, man. All that stuff was in there. Every single one of them, man. Everything possible gang-wise is inside the penitentiary and jail system. It's scary to me. It was more scary and unpredictable inside the LA County jails than it was the penitentiary.
Really?
Yeah, you go in that LA County jail. Well, when I was there, 15 years ago or so, 15, 20 years ago, man. At 25 years ago, it was like. It was a war zone, and it was, there's like places inside the county jail that, when you're going at it, that, you always hear people dying and people losing their life, man, up inside there, because there's some dark dungeon zones, and you can just get lost inside that place,
What a mess.
Yeah.
And so are you able to say which penitentiary you were in?
Yeah, I will. I was pretty much in mostly all the Southern California state penitentiaries.
You were in more than one?
I was in a lot, Lancaster, Tehachapi, Ironwood,
Well, so that
Chino,
was like,
Delano,
Wow.
Yeah.
That was like going to college.
Yeah, it was just like going to college, man. Graduated,
Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you think they should bring back the death penalty?
I think for like child molesters and people like that, absolutely.
But not, how about for murderers and drug addicts and things like that?
I don't know. I think that depending on the crimes, I think the death penalty for some people is definitely a go. But I don't, I would have to look more into that and see what the laws are and what it is. But
And so, so you guys were not in this particular in your area. You were not separated by race.
Oh yes, we were.
Oh, you were separated.
Yeah, we were
But
separated.
you guys still were able to communicate if you wanted to.
Yeah, but we still communicated with one another. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And so, what was the food like?
Oh man, it was everything. The food's everything there.
Meaning good or bad?
There was days. Like they had Fridays, or pancakes, and then they had like, on Saturdays they had, cinnamon rolls, which are always good. The cinnamon rolls were always so good, man. cinnamon rolls, peanut butter and oatmeal, you know, the peanut butter and the pancakes, the SOS, man, like I loved it. It was their gravy and whatever meat they had all mixed together with the potatoes was good. And I like I said, man, I eat food today, like I am so used to not eating no food with any flavor. You know, I didn't have no salt, no pepper, no spice, like whatever that food is, I just ate it like that.
So the food in prison having a flavor?
It doesn't really have no flavor, man. You gotta bring your own salt, your own pepper, your own sriracha sauce, or whatever it is to put inside that, man. But like you just get accustomed to it, you know?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And do you still eat that way now?
I just don't eat that way now, man.
Oh, okay.
I grew up and out of that stuff, man. You know, I started like living a healthier lifestyle and eating better and doing better for myself.
Right on.
You know.
And so 10 years went by, and finally one day they said, "Okay, your day to go home." Mm-hmm. And how did that feel? What do you think about that when they said
it's scary, man?
You're going home today.
I'm gonna tell you, man. That I'm gonna tell you this. Like all of a sudden, like they hit you with this. You're free to go. And I know that I was everything but free every time I left out of prison because I was addicted. I had this addiction to drugs and alcohol. And I knew that was only a matter, it wasn't how long I was free for, it was just a matter of how much time I was free for. Because I know if I went out there that you know, I'm immediately going to be, I'm caught in this cycle. So they'd be like, "You're free," and I'd be like, "Damn," I'm like, you know, I was comfortable inside there, you know, and living, like I was living, you know, and I get out, and it took me, like I get out of the penitentiary, and I do what I do. I get loaded, I get drunk, I get loaded, and I'm running the streets, and it takes me another like year before I get clean and sober.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so the day you were let out of jail, who picked you up?
Nobody picked me up.
You took the Uber?
I had no Ubers, man. I wish, dude. I wish I had that, man. I take that state van to the bus station back to my hometown, and you know.
Wow.
And that was it.
And when you got back home, you stayed at your parents' house or you stayed on the streets?
I stayed on the streets.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What was that like?
I mean, at the time.
Because you're so used to living inside now for 10 years.
And then
now you're back on the street.
Well, that just means I can stay at somebody's house in a very small area.
Oh, okay.
You know? And I'm on the drugs, so I'm running on drugs. I'm going round and around, you know?
One other thing about the jail, then I want to move on to something else. The people, some of the people, not all, but some of the people that work for the jail, I don't know what you call them, were they participating in the crime as far as selling drugs and that kind of stuff? Did you ever see anything like that?
I never, you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, do they have back in the day where, you know, there was some dirt going on between all that stuff.
And you knew about it.
And if you're in it, you know about it.
Right.
You know?
That's amazing, huh?
Yeah.
What
but I don't know, like I said, that was 25 years ago.
I
know it's a lot different than it is now.
It probably works now.
Maybe not, you know.
One other thing, when you were in prison, did they have female guards?
Yes, they did.
They had female guards.
Yeah, but they worked out and looked like dudes, you know. They weren't just, you know, they're on steroids just like the deputies, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
What did it feel like to have a female guard watch over you, follow you to the shower? And they don't do that?
They don't really do that necessarily. They really, you're protected. I mean, there's small walls. There's like, and you can't play with that stuff inside the jail like that, man.
Right.
You in there and there's a girl deputy and you're out there flashing your stuff, man. You're gonna get checked by your people and you're gonna get checked by them.
Oh, okay.
You know? She don't want to be walking around doing her job and you know and everybody's catcalling her and doing all this stuff.
But there's so many cases that I'm aware of where some of those women, you get seduced by those men, and they become the girlfriend of the guy, and one thing leads to another one.
Yeah.
Were you ever in a position like that?
Nah, I was never in a position
You
like
didn't
that.
want that or anything?
Yeah, I didn't want that.
Right on.
Yeah.
You didn't mind being guarded by a female?
No, I didn't. At the females were there.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, she'd be with a guy and it'd be a girl, and it wasn't. Like I said, man, the females on some of those yards are very fit, you know, and they take you out, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a female guard take a guy out?
Yeah, I have.
You seen that?
Yeah.
Did you
knock them right out?
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
And when she knocked him out, did you say, what a beta?
Yeah, we were just like, we were all up in our cell block, and they pulled this person out, and he called her a couple names, man, and I watched her knock him smooth out right there in the day room, and then I watched him drag him out by his feet,
Whoa.
probably all the way in the cuffs, man, and drag him all the way out to the cages, you know?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have fear?
Inside where?
Inside. I mean, in you, period. Do you have fear?
Yeah, I do have fear. Yeah.
And what does that feel like?
It feels like fear. You know, but what does that feel like?
What does fear
I'm
feel
an
like?
adrenaline junkie.
How do you know you have fear?
Well, I was getting ready to jump out of an airplane. And I was the first one because I'm the tallest. So they put me right by the door, and I was the first one. And I had this fear as I was jumping out, you know, of what if my parachute doesn't work, or, you know, this and that, you know. I had a fear. I'd be on my motorcycle, you know, and I have this healthy fear of, like, you know, what if a car pulls out, or, you know, or something. What if a bottle flies up from the edge of the freeway and hits me, you know, or something like that? Because that hurts at like 70, 80. I just recently hit a cone, an orange cone on my bike, and it, you know, like it inches in seconds, you know, and a fear. I have a fear nowadays with my sobriety. My fear is a little different than my fear back then, you know.
What does a sobriety fear feel like?
It feels like, you know, my fear now is like, you know, am I good enough? Am I, it's more like, am I, you know, like I have responsibilities now like I never had before.
Yeah.
You know, and you get these healthy fears of, you know, of like, man, if I lose my job, or if, you know, can I take care of my family? Can I, you know, am I going to lose my home? You know, like I have these healthy fears, you know.
And when you say you get this fear, am I good enough? Good enough for what?
Good enough. Am I good enough to be a responsible person, a member of society today? You know, I get this head, it's this alcoholic and disease in me, and I start thinking like, man, do I deserve to be where I'm at today?
And are you good enough?
I am good enough.
And how do you know?
God tells me so.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing. Yeah.
And are you married?
I'm not married.
Any children?
I do. 3 kids.
Really?
Yeah, full-time dad.
Boys or girls?
Both.
So which did you make first, a boy or girl?
Girl.
Wait.
Yeah.
Real men made boys first.
Oh, man. Dang it.
What? Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, real men made boys first.
Really?
When I was growing up, everyone I knew made a boy first. When I made my first child, a boy, because we knew the secret to how to make a boy first. And the old men, you can pass it down to the next generation. We pass it down. We tell the men the secret of how to make a boy first, and it never fails. But it's too late for you. You got a girl.
It's definitely too late for me, man. Man.
And so what is it? So you have this fear. You have thoughts, right? Mm-hmm. And where do they come from?
Those fears.
And where do the thoughts come from?
The thoughts just come.
Because you can't have the fear unless you have the thoughts first. Where do the thoughts come from?
Maybe it just comes from me overthinking, overthinking and stuff a lot, you know, or just trying to solve things and taking my will back instead of letting God, you know, solve these problems in my life, you know.
And so, if that's true, and you know that, why don't you stop overthinking things?
I don't know, man. That's like telling me that, you know, I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better.
Why don't you just stop? Since it creates a problem, it creates fear.
It creates a problem, and it creates this thing in your head.
So why don't you stop thinking?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Do you create your own thoughts?
Yeah.
You create your own thoughts.
Yeah.
And
half the time, everything that I'm thinking about never happens anyways.
See?
It never happens.
And so
I overthink it for nothing.
And how do you create your own thoughts? What are the steps you take to create your own thoughts?
I take something like all of a sudden I think that I have to go to a dinner party at like 6 o'clock on a Friday, you know, or I think that I have to come here at 3 o'clock, you know, and I'm like, damn, like what's it going to be like?
But those are practical thoughts. That's like a schedule you know you have to do, physical thing. But those thoughts that bring you fear, that bring you, am I good enough, or afraid I may go back to that? How do you create those thoughts?
Probably just by thinking that, you know, if I was to drink and use again, or if I was to get away from my program again, like what would life be like, you know?
But tell me the first 3 steps of how you create your own thought.
My first 3 steps.
How do you do it?
I'll be in the car for hours at a time, and I'll start running scenarios, playing scenarios in my head about things in life.
And where do those
It's just like, say, like,
where do they come from?
Just maybe
scenarios.
just from my head. Like maybe I'm thinking about, like at the time, like right now, I'm thinking like about buying a house. I'm buying a house, right? I'm going through this process.
Right.
And I'm thinking like, man, I don't have enough money. Am I going to be able to buy the place I want? And you know, what if I don't buy a place? If people are going to think of me differently because I don't own my own house, like, and I start going down this rabbit hole of thoughts.
And where do those thoughts come from?
They just come from me just running all these ever different thoughts inside my head.
So you create your own thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And if you create your own thoughts, why would you create bad thoughts for you? Why would you not just create all good thoughts that bring you joy, bring you peace? If you create your own thought, why do you create bad thoughts?
Maybe it's just a part of me that, you know, that's why I be having a sponsor, and that's why I be going to meetings, and that's why I be doing, because he keeps me on all those bad thoughts and all that bad stuff.
I know, but if you create your own thought, why don't you just create all good thoughts? Why?
I mean, you're 100% right.
Why do you?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Do you sometimes create good thoughts for you?
I do create lots of good thoughts, yeah. Positive affirmations,
and then,
gratitude lists. Like I
and
keep
how
on the
do you do that?
I practice every day. I think positively.
How?
And
how do you come up with
gratitude list. I stay in the moment. I put like I think like I want to buy a house, and I put this trajectory about how I'm going to do it, and I put it on paper, and I put a plan together.
You're not telling me where you're getting those stuff, or how do you start out thinking that way if you create your own thought. So you didn't tell me why you would create.
Yeah.
Bad thoughts that bring you fear and comparison. And
I don't know. I don't have an answer to think about how it just all of a sudden occurs to me.
Why do you think you create those thoughts then? If you don't know how you do it, why do you think you're doing it?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't have an answer for that. That's good. It's a good question. It's a good question right there. You know? And I don't know how the bad.
Why you have never, of all the stuff you've gone through, and all these thoughts you had all your life, why have you wondered, where did these thoughts come from? I would never create a thought to tell me to go rob a bank or do this, or tell me to compare myself to others. Why have you paused to wonder, where are these things coming from? Why have you done that?
I think I might have as time. I think like, where do these thoughts come from?
Right.
Why am I thinking like this?
And where did you come up with?
Just my brain. I really didn't come. Just my brain's just running scenarios in my head. It's just my mind. It's just the thoughts. They're just thoughts. There's no action involved.
So your mind is doing it and not you.
Yeah.
Is it like something else is driving you, and you don't have control of that? It makes you think and do what you do?
Yeah.
You ever thought about that?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
That is, man.
And so if that's true, why do you take credit for that? Why do you say, I think this way and I feel this way, since there may be something else that's driving you? Why do you take credit for it?
Because I don't know what else to give the credit to, because there's nothing attached to it.
Amazing, I understand.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It is, man. That's good right there. I like that.
Who are you?
Who am I?
No, who are you?
I'm Garet.
That's your name.
I'm just a human being.
That's what you live as, a human being. But who are you?
As like in what kind of a sense? Like who am I as?
As who are you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just another human being in this planet Earth.
But who are you though? You live in a human body. You are a human body, right?
Yeah.
A human being.
Yeah.
But who are you?
I'm just one of God's children.
That's who you say you belong to, but who are you?
Who am I, huh? I'm just.
So you told me your name.
I told you my name.
You're
I told you I'm a
being.
human.
You
but like, who am I as a
you
as a, and a
belong to
person?
God, but you yet haven't told me who you are.
Who I'm? I'm a loving, caring, loving, caring, compassionate man.
So you told me that you're a male with emotions, but who are you?
I don't know yet, man.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
What is it like living not knowing who you are?
It's pretty. It's pretty living not knowing who you are, man. Is on a constant. Maybe it keeps me on a constant thing of like trying to find out who I am.
Absolutely. Did you know before right now you did not know who you were?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 100%. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't know who you were. Mm-hmm. Isn't that amazing?
It is, dude.
What a mess, huh?
Yeah. I didn't know who I was, man.
Before I tell you who you are, were women created to lead or to follow? You say you're a child of God, right? Mm-hmm. So were women created to lead or to follow?
I think that they're I think that because I was raised by a mom, that I think that women are to lead, just as much as they are to follow. But I grew up with a single mom who had to lead. She had to take on that responsibility of a.
But she didn't do a good job of it.
No, but she, I can't say that she did it good or bad,
Right. But so do you believe that women were created to lead or to follow?
I think they were created to follow.
Would you ever follow a woman?
No.
And why not?
Because I think the man is supposed to lead.
Yeah. Would you ever tell a woman your problems?
No.
And why not?
Or deep because I think that they don't have the capacity to maybe solve those problems that we be having.
Man. Amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
They don't understand. And it goes both ways, and I don't have that emotional level that really can maybe connect with the woman,
Beautiful.
on that same level.
Isn't that amazing? Mm-hmm. So have you ever loved a woman?
Mm-hmm.
You have?
Yeah.
And why didn't it work out?
I was institutionalized, man. Institutions, love. I mean, it just didn't work out.
Oh, okay. How old are your children?
21, 8, and 5.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Are you close to them?
I am close to all of them. Yeah.
Nice. Mm-hmm. And their mother, the same woman? Or?
No, all different. 3 different moms.
You like black people, man. You have
It's just like them. Yeah.
How about you children?
And I'm close with all their moms.
Right on.
Yeah.
And they don't try to keep your children away from you.
No.
Amazing. Did you vote for? You can't vote, huh?
No, I can't vote, man.
What do you think about the Great White Hope?
Trump?
No,
I mean,
the Great White Hope.
I stay out of all that stuff, man.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
And why?
Because I can't vote, man.
I know.
I'm a convicted felon, dude.
But you still have to have some type of impression of
because
Donald
I don't
Trump.
have the time to dive into all the necessity levels of Trump or this or that, man.
Right.
I just sort of live where my feet are at, and I keep on going. There's a lot. I mean, yeah, there's a lot goes into that.
Yeah. Should women play in men's sport? Should men play in women's sports?
Should men play in women's sports?
Yeah.
No.
Should women play in men's sports?
No.
Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the blacks?
Nothing.
What's wrong with the blacks?
What? Nothing's wrong with them.
Nothing wrong with them?
No.
Well, why they act that way?
That's what way?
All angry and blaming. And
maybe you're talking about the wrong ones, man.
Blaming the white man and all that.
Not all of them.
Why they blame?
No, not all of them.
Those that are doing it, why do they do it?
I don't know why they do it. Maybe because it's something that they just, for their family members in the past did, and they just following whatever they, the belief system,
How do you feel about this attack upon white people, especially white men? They're blamed for everything. Every problem is the white man's fault. They call it racism and all that crap. How do you feel you're white, right?
Yeah, I'm white.
How do you feel about being blamed for somebody else's problem?
I mean, if you had a girlfriend, that'd be all right. You know what I'm saying? If you're married, that's what it's like.
Right.
But I don't pay no attention to it, man.
Right.
I take it with a grain of salt.
There you go. Mm-hmm. So, You want to be free?
Mm-hmm.
And never have, not even, you could be able to you can go around any drugs or any alcohol or anything.
I can do that now.
And never get angry again or anything. Do you believe it's possible to live a life with no anger and have perfect peace?
Yeah.
You believe that?
Yeah.
So why don't you do it then?
I'm working on it, you know?
In what way?
And every which way I'm working on is to be more of a humble and loving man, and not saying that, and that when anger comes or when I feel it coming, I'm able to let it slide, and that, you know, not everything, you know, in my life that creates the anger in my life is maybe just me holding on to something or trying to change something.
Do you believe, so you believe you can have perfect peace right here on earth while you're living?
Yeah.
And you want it.
Yeah.
You got to drop your anger. Why don't you drop your anger?
I'm working on it.
No, just drop it. You can drop it
Just
right now.
just drop it now.
Uh-huh.
I think I have. I think I dropped a lot of my anger.
You can drop all of it and
All of
never, and it'll go away, and you never, no matter what situation come or what, you will never be angry again. Do you want that?
I want that.
You gotta
drop it now.
You gotta forgive your mother. Your mother has recreated you in her image by imposing her will on you, being angry, making you angry and doing other things. And then she ran your father off away from you, so she turned you away from your father. And when you became angry, you became like her. You have her mentality and her emotions. It's not normal for a man to be into thoughts and emotion. That's because he has become like his mother. That's why it doesn't work in men, because it's the nature of the woman. Your mother could not help herself. Her mother screwed her up. And her father didn't protect her from her mother, because men that hate their mothers, and all do until they forgive, every woman they get involved with is the spirit of mama. And that's why they can't have it. You got to apologize to your mother for resenting her. She couldn't help herself. Don't ask for forgiveness or anything like that. God will forgive you when you apologize for hating your mother. She couldn't help herself. He will forgive you and take the spirit of anger away from you, and you'll be free. But it's not going to happen until you forgive your mother. What do you think about that?
I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. That all makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing right there, dude. Wow. That blows my mind right there.
Yeah. And I promise you what's going to happen when you do this, by realizing I'm wrong for being angry at my mother. As an adult, as a kid, you couldn't help it. You needed your mother. But as an adult, you got to overcome that by forgiving her. And God will forgive you when you forgive. And you got to forgive your father because he loved you. He just didn't know how to deal with your mother. Just the same way you didn't know how to deal with women, because every woman you've gotten involved is just like mama. It drives you crazy because you can't handle hell in her. So your father loved you, and it's just that he didn't know how to deal with your mother, so you got to forgive him too, because he loved you. And once you do that, you're going to become a free man, and you would never think of yourself, because it's not true anyway. You're not a drug addict. You're not an alcoholic. That's what you were doing because you've been separated from your earthly father, which separated you from God. So you're separated from God and became one with hell, Satan. And all those thoughts you've been having, he's been controlling you. It has never been you. It's always been thoughts telling you to do this and that and make you feel good or bad. You're up and down and worried. And those are spirits that made a home in your mind, and they have been controlling you. And they made you have these different emotions and stuff like that, because you can't have the emotions unless you have the thoughts. But when you get rid of these thoughts, all emotion will disappear, and you will have perfect love, and you will treat everybody with perfect love. And it won't be emotions, it'll be love, the nature of God. And all thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. The ones that build you up, they build you up, and as soon as you're feeling good, they let you down. And as soon as you're down, they build you up. And then you're up, and now you want to jump off a bridge somewhere. Those thoughts will be taken away from you. You're not your thoughts, and you're not your emotion. You have never done anything wrong. It's that spirit of evil that caused you to do the things you wanted to do, didn't want to do, and prevented you from doing right. You got to stop identifying with those thoughts. Don't call them you. You are not an alcoholic. Don't ever get up in a meeting or anywhere and say, I'm an alcoholic. That's not who you are. That's a false identity. And you only did it because you were miserable on the inside. You were trying to find peace. So don't call yourself that. That's not who you are. You're not a drug addict. You're not an alcoholic. You're neither right nor wrong, which is easy for you to accept. All your sins have been wiped away, or you're a sinner.
You're a sinner.
That's easy for you to accept.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it just makes me accept maybe that all the stuff I've done in my past.
But you've never done anything wrong. And God said that you're free of sin. Your sins have been wiped away. So why do you call yourself a sinner if God said you're not? Why do you do that?
Because I'm holding on to that past.
Yeah. You believe in a lie. You are neither a sinner nor a saint. You're neither right nor wrong. You have never done anything wrong or right. It's always been the spirit of thoughts in your head. You identify with them when you became angry, and you start calling yourself that, and you and the devil became one. It has never been you. God has not judged you about anything, because the real you, or whom you don't know yet, and you will, God knows that it was never you. It was always something that made a home in you, that made you do the things that you do. Every human being had that problem until they overcome it. What do you think about that?
That blows my mind, man. That's good. Yeah.
What is it like hearing that now?
It really resonates.
Yeah.
It makes perfect. I mean, it all hits me like just perfect sense.
And the reason it's making sense to you, because the spirit of truth is in you, and it is causing you to see it. Not because of me. I can't make another human being can't make another person see the truth. But because you want it, it is testifying that it is true. It's making. He's with you right now, and he's causing you to see that it's true. And if you stay with it and stop calling yourself an alcoholic or drug addict or a robber or any of those things, all those false identities will fall away, and you'll be free. Stop identifying with anything. Just be.
Just be free.
Just live your life without any identities at all. Will you do that?
I will do that.
Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing right there, man.
So don't call up your sponsor and say, man, I'm a drug addict, I'm this. You're none of those things. And don't let the Pearl program tell you that. Because every time you say that, that's what you become, because that's what you believe.
There's a belief system.
Yeah. You're none of those things. The real you is free. You just forgot who you were. As a kid, you used to know who you were. And when your mother traumatized you with her evil, you became angry and you forgot who you were, and you escaped into your thoughts. All thoughts are lies, right? There's no such thing as depression, loneliness, anxiety, and worry, and compare yourself to others. All those things are evil spirits that made a home in you, and the people, the world being blind, they call those things emotions and jealousy and envy and strife, when it's really just evil spirits. And if you can see that, you'll be free. You got to stop calling yourself anything and just stay present where God is. There is no past and there is no future. So stay out of that. Stay present. I promise you, you'll be fine. Amazing.
Amazing, man. Amazing. Amazing. Got me. I'm hooked. And you put a whole new perspective on it for me.
Yeah, and that's God. You're opening it up for the truth. So now God is there. He's been with you for a long time, but you just didn't know it, because you identify with evil instead of identify with truth. Now you open up for it. It's going to guide you. It would never let you down. It works for you 24 hours a day. But you got to stop identifying with the false identities. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. You're not your body. Those thoughts live in your mind. They don't live in your brain. They live in your mind. That's why God said, bring every thought into captivity. That all thoughts are all lies. Your thoughts are not my thoughts. Your thoughts are not. He knew that they were evil. And when you forgive, and he's doing it right now, He's going to bring you out of these thoughts. He's going to bring you out of these thoughts. And the light of God will allow you to see these thoughts and don't call them you, don't fight with them, don't argue with them, don't communicate with them. They'll fall away. And you have a clear mind. You got to work on yourself like that. But you got, and those programs not going to want you to stop doing that because they make their money and stuff like that too by keeping you in the prison of your imagination, keep you saying things about yourself that's not true. So they probably won't like it when you stop doing it, but you got to stop doing it if you want to be free. You're none of those things and you never have been those things. Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing, man.
Any questions about that?
No questions, man. I love it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm not surprised. I figured you would because you've been through so much all your life, right?
Yeah.
Do you know are you able to find your father?
Both my parents passed away.
Oh, they both passed?
Yeah.
Well, they both had the same struggle that you're having with those demons. And no one ever told them that it wasn't them. They stop identifying with him. So as far as I know, no one told them, right? Forgive them, they could not help it. You have the same problem they had, and you got it from them, especially your mother, where you became angry. So forgive them, God will forgive you.
I think I'm gonna write some forgiveness letters.
You don't have to, but just seeing that you're wrong that you are angry and you're wrong for being angry, because the heart is wicked. Anyone that has anger is evil. There's nothing good in human being. And then, but when you can admit that, God would change your heart by taking away the spirit of evil, anger is evil, and He will give you His heart, and you'll be free. But if you want to write it down, it won't hurt, but you don't have to. As long as you can see, I am angry and I'm wrong for being angry. It's not me, but something made a home in me. You'll be fine.
Amazing.
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 Any questions about that?
No questions at all, man.
I want to encourage you to work on yourself. If I could be able to help you, call my office or anything.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you, I have a little silent prayer that God said we don't know what we want, we don't know what to ask for, we don't know what to pray for. So He wants you to just be still, let Him take over, and He will add everything unto you. It'll be perfect. All right? So I got to put you on the hot seat.
Putting me on the hot seat. I haven't been on the hot seat? What are you talking about? All right.
I need you to answer these questions as quickly as possible.
Let's go.
The hot seat.
What is a man?
What is a man? What is man? A leader.
Is the earth flat or round?
Round.
Did you take the jab?
Yes.
Which do you prefer, rap or rock music?
Rock.
Do we need more white babies?
Yes.
True or false? When she's crying, she's lying.
Man, false. False.
When she's crying, she's lying.
When she's crying, she's lying. Well, true. We'll keep that true.
That's true or false?
We'll go true.
Does a chicken have lips?
No.
Should a man ever tell a woman his problems?
No.
Which is worse, abortion or slavery?
Slavery.
Is it ever okay to call a woman fat?
No.
Have you ever been to Nicaragua?
No.
You never been to Nicaragua?
No. Close, but never.
Sending your child to a public school is child abuse. True or false?
False.
Amazing. Did you have fun?
Yes.
Amazing. Thanks, man.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for taking on the hot seat.
Yeah. you're
And
welcome.
for being here. Tell the folks how to get to you, your website, or whatever you want.
My name is Garet McLendon. Garet McLendon on Instagram. Give me a follow. Check me out. Just getting started. Thank you.
Right on. Thank you again.
Thank you.
And thank you all for tuning in. I absolutely appreciate it. Don't forget to like, follow, ring the bell, and become a member of the Fallen State and support us in that way right there on the YouTube channel. And locals.com. Locals.com. What else? Check out Punchy's Coffee. I have my own coffee.
I want some. I want some.
What? No.
Yeah.
I have my own coffee. Go to jesseleepeterson.shop. All right. And follow, like, ring the bell, check out our merch and all that. And if there are other people you'd like to see on the show, contact my producer at TheFallenState.tv. Producer at TheFallenState.tv. Thank you all. Bye. Appreciate it. Amazing.
Amazing. That was good. Nice, dude.